y'all? Lynsey Weatherspoon here. I'm so happy to be back. I know it took me a minute, but I wanted to make sure I came back with like some substance, some stuff to tell you all. So if you're new here, so good to see you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you have always been here, thanks for staying around. I know, like, still trying to get into the groove of things. To me, the new year started in February versus January. So we're here. The weather is nice here in Atlanta. I'm in my backyard. I decided to make this video outdoors rather than staying inside. So we're going to get into it. I've been feeling really good about, some of the choices I've been making as far as like work, as far as health, as far as travel, just all types of things. Like I told you in that last video, I want this channel to feel a bit more, holistic, organic, whatever the case may be. But it's enough channels out there telling you all about gear. I just want to tell you about like the realities of the photo space. And right now here in America, at least from my perspective, things are beginning to shape up in a different type of way. So I just want to share just what I've been mostly shooting lately. So a lot of what I've been doing has been more centered around social and civic organizations. So that means going to these convenings that may last maybe 1 or 2 days. Some of them last longer than that. But I'm realizing that, when we talk about the aligning of things for our life, those things will appear. And with me being so tied into a social and civic justice type of world, it makes sense that I will get that type of work most of the time. So I've photographed several convenings within the past 2 months. I've had 2 portrait sessions. I've traveled to Columbia, South Carolina to photograph this group called the True Country Steppers. If you've been around, if you've been looking on the internet, you've seen a lot of these groups who are doing, line dances to different songs. So I had the opportunity to work with NBC News to document one group during their weekly event. And, to not only get into the groove of traveling again, but to be amongst a group of folks who are just enjoying themselves, enjoying their lives, has been one of the best things that I could have experienced. Just simply because, we can get so caught up in the daily things that we're doing. We get so caught up in the habits, the rituals that we have. But to see a group of folks who come to this one event every Thursday night, man, I wish I lived a little bit closer. And then I also want to learn all the line dances. I love to dance, but I really don't see how they know what dance goes with one song, because they had to have played a lot of music. And I was just like, how do y'all even know? But all in all, I had a really good time at that event. And it was cool to be trusted to really show the essence of the True Country Steppers. So shout out to them. A session I had before then was with the Bitter Southerner. So I got to photograph Diamond Spratling, a beautiful and amazing Black woman here in Atlanta who's doing a good bit around environmental justice. And Bitter Southerner has always been very supportive in the work that I do, along with trusting me with the people that they ask me to photograph. So shout out to Diamond Spratling as well, and the duties and capabilities that she has, that she's doing in this world. I got to meet with Miss Cheyenne again. I photographed her, I think maybe 1 or 2 years ago for the ACLU. And the second time that I got to meet up and catch up with her was for the SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center. So, and Miss Cheyenne was one of the folks who marched in Selma during Bloody Sunday. And, to hear her story in the context of now compared to 1965, you realize there is this bit of momentum that she has around civil rights. And it's just one of the missions that I have that's important to me as well. And to be, again, to be trusted with these very, very brilliant minds and very important people when it comes to history is not lost on me. So to meet Miss Cheyenne again was great. This time we got to take a selfie together. And I love it when people, not only when I remember people, but when they remember me. I mean, it's a lot going on in the world, but to be remembered lets me know that both of us had a presence with each other. So that's pretty much, what I've been doing. So this is editing Lynsey right here. I realized that I left out one of the best things I've done so far. I got to present on stage for Adobe during their Photography Create Now event in February. How did I forget that? But it was so good. To get an email from Adobe to present, my work and to talk to this amazing crowd of creators has been a highlight thus far. And to get to, be on the stage with Inari and Terry White and see my friends and family there, man, I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, how did I forget that? And I think just being in that crowd with the folks and doing the thing and, knowing that we're all just pretty much doing the thing together and specializing in our craft and in improving our craft, I have to just, give a big ups to Adobe and Adobe Live just for the opportunity. And thank you to Aaliyah for being just so helpful during the whole process. So, that's me coming back to tell you I did that Adobe event. I spoke there. I had another speaking engagement. And yeah, so let's get back to the actual video. Along with, like I said before, I wanted to share with you all the personal work that I've been doing. So I've been making portraits of Black and queer and non-binary and trans women for a project that I'm working on called I See Myself in You. And I began this project in 2022. This, I don't know, it just kind of woke me up in a dream. I felt like this particular project was sent to me and I had to listen to what was being given to me. And in the essence of this project, I started off with self-portraits, something that I've never done, maybe a selfie here and there with my phone. But I wanted to take it a step further to understand just the intricacies of queer life among Black folks. And, it's been one of those cathartic type of healing projects that has propelled me into other spaces and other worlds, and it has allowed me to have, very important conversations around the topic. We have to understand that these stories are of significance to just the world itself. As someone who has lived in the South all of my life, it's a special place, but it's also one that has its own set of values and troubles. So this project is to definitely highlight the stories of said people, Black and queer, Black and other. So it's been one of those projects that has really, I think, has given me another sense of purpose when it comes to photography and filmmaking. And, to have people who are not only interested in the work, but to also have those people who are interested in participating in the work, has been it's been one of the highlights of my career, because now I feel a bit more confident, as a photographer. And I'm sure you're going to ask but you've been a photographer for, it's going on 16 or 17 years at this point, and you're becoming confident. I do feel like there's another wave of confidence that is coming over me. It's one thing to have the machine working for your editorial and your commercial work. Those things, they come and they go. But this personal work is going to be a baby that, I'm going to keep for a long time. I have no deadline when it comes to the project itself. But what I do have is the knowledge of knowing that I can't hold on to it like I did. Because when I started it, as I said, I was starting with self-portraits, and that was already like a scary thing for me. And I cut my hair, a few days after I had done those photos of myself. So even thinking about who I was then and who I am now has been like this evolution of self, this evolution of the confidence in my visual voice, my written voice, my looks. Like it has taken on this newness in my life. And I'm so grateful for the people who have participated so far, and the people who have given me, new direction with the work, who have given me graduate school level advice on it. And yeah, I think that life just looks so much different now that I'm a bit more confident in myself, not only as a photographer, but an artist. So I'm excited about what this next phase of my life is, starting to look like, what it's starting to feel like, getting back into community. I'm here in my backyard right now, and I plan on having like some artist salons in my own space, realizing that, we all have to come together as creatives. I don't want to see any more gatekeeping of any sorts. Like, this is community. We're all in this together. We all can't do the work. We all can't have the work. But if we expand it and we open our hands and allow other people to know what they're capable of and what they can receive, man, just think about like what type of environment we can create. I went off into this like philosophical tangent with you all, but this is just where I am. I'm still gonna be making videos around like breaking down shoots and some behind the scenes stuff. But in reality, this is pretty much just what I'm doing. I'm enjoying the quiet time. I'm enjoying, time at home. It's very rare. And I feel like things will begin to pick up, as the year moves forward. But right now, I'm just going to enjoy the bliss of being in my backyard and being able to talk to you all with stuff like this. So yeah, my videos aren't sponsored by anybody but myself. I appreciate you all just kind of being here. But yeah, thank y'all. May you continue to pursue what you're doing in photography. May you also pursue the things that ground you and bring you so much joy to your heart.